opportunity. The left hand, the right hand over the top.
And it's a blessing to be fighting back on British soil.
Is there a high level of respect between you and Junior now?
I mean, I wish him well. You know, I know he's gone to the hospital. I've heard he's got a broken jaw.
And you know, see, Eubank, Chris was spiteful in that ring, if you can tell. He could knock him out anytime he wanted, but he didn't want to. He was fucking using this jab and it's hurting him and it's hurting him.
How are the emotions after that, mate? Just unbelievable. I mean, honestly, what I saw there, I can't even bother to moan about the scorecards because I couldn't be prouder. I mean, listen, I know me and Junior have had our ups and downs, but unbelievable respect to him. But for my man, Conor Benn, you've just seen the beginning, in my opinion, of one of the biggest stars in British boxing, the people's champion. And for all the rubbish he's been through over the last couple of years, and I know how good and clean this kid's heart is, to see him, you know, I don't think he's quite aware yet of the response.
All the way through, on edge of your seat, we're good.
Were you impressed by Conor, because ultimately he was the lighter fighter in there tonight?
Yeah, you know, Eubank is no Golovkin. You know what I mean? You could see the way it you know, he started to look tired, but you know, Conor had that energy. You know, moving up the weight, he had more energy inside him. But you know what I mean? Equal the match. You know what I mean? It lived up to the hype, and you know what I mean? They didn't let the fans down.
Who won the fight, Conor?
You may have won the fight, but you're the one in hospital, not me.
If you take a man's soul,
Yeah,
that usually means you win the fight.
You won the fight.
I've never seen someone's soul get taken and they still win.
So I look at you now and you ain't the same.
The truth is we both ended up in hospital and you know, I was there for dehydration and you were there for the...
How much weight did you put on after the weigh-in?
Listen,
after the weigh-in,
we're not going to get
dehydration
into weight talk.
Speaking ahead of the fight, Roy Jones Jr., who has previously trained Chris Eubank Jr., told TalkSport that he is leaning toward his former fighter, but warned that all it takes is one punch from Conor Benn to end the show. Even with Benn moving up in weight, I think Eubank is definitely the bigger guy, the more experienced guy, but you can never take Benn's one-punch ability away from him. If Benn lands just one, then who knows what might happen. I like Eubank, but Benn is coming from 140.
It's calm because of the size.
Yeah. Is that his best route to victory, just to impose himself?
Yeah.
It's a very tough fight for Conor. I'm not going to say he can't win, Roy Jones Jr. told Talks, but it's going to be a rough one. To me, his best chance is to land a big shot and that it doesn't hurt him. It's rough. Chris is a much improved fighter. He has improved his foundations and made himself better. He's going to be really hard to beat for any guy, especially one who is smaller than him. But we saw Liam Smith do it, so I'm sure that gave Benn a lot more hope of doing the same. It's going to be a great fight, but I think Chris will have the advantages because he's just bigger.
Benk's looking at Conor Benn, he's talking to him, he's thinking to himself, when do I splat this egg around the side of his head? When do I do it? How do I do it? Do I put it in his face? Do I put it on his head? Is he going to see me? Because if Conor would have seen him, he might have blocked it and check hooked him. But it was quick. He distracted Conor by saying, what did you say? Then he reached for the egg and he clattered him right around the side of the back of the ear and the face, and the egg yolk went everywhere. A lot of the yolk missed him, so it wasn't that embarrassing where he's dribbling with egg.
Carl Froch knows exactly what it's like to face a bitter rival after a heated build-up. His first fight with George Groves became one of the most intense rivalries in British boxing. Groves got under his skin with mind games, and shortly after the opening bell, Froch was floored with a huge right hand, later admitting he underestimated the challenger. He won that fight via a controversial stoppage, then secured a far more decisive victory in the famous Wembley rematch. Now, Eubank is already unsettled Benn by smashing an egg in his face at their first press conference, a reference to one of the excuses given for Benn failing a drug test ahead of their originally scheduled fight in October 2022. Eubank will also have the size advantage on fight night. He has competed as high as super middleweight against current or former world champions like George Groves, James DeGale, and Arthur Abraham. Meanwhile, Conor Benn is coming up to weight classes for this contest on April 26th.
I say he's a wide favourite. He's boxed George Groves. He's been in there with
Arthur Abraham.
Arthur Abraham. He's a big punch in super middles. Do you know what I mean? And his punch resistance might not be what it once was, and might not be the fighter he once was. I'd say he probably is a little bit sharp, but Conor Benn hasn't beaten anyone or fought anyone of the stature of the people that he's performed against, has he, Eubank? If you look at his resume, it's...
The wins against Arthur Abraham and James DeGale. That's super middle as well.
Speaking on his own rivalry, Froch sided with the bigger, more experienced fighter. I just think that when you look at all the variables, who's done what, who's the bigger, stronger man, who has the experience at world level, you have to say Chris Eubank Jr. He's performed at a better level, and even at a higher weight. He belongs at world level status, whereas Conor Benn has done nothing there. Yes, he stopped Chris Algier, a former champ, and looked good doing it. But that was a way past his best Algieri. If I'm picking my immediate favorite for this fight, I'm going with Chris Eubank Jr.
The close loss to Billy Joe Saunders, but the loss to Liam Smith, that was such a bad loss, but he rectified it, wasn't it?
But he rectified it in the rematch, and and Liam's a good fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. He was a good fighter. And in the rematch, he was dead himself, wasn't he? He was fucked himself. Do you think that he's a heavy favourite, or do you think he's a slight favourite?
I think he's a heavy favourite. I don't see what you can base, unless you're just going on like hype or something. But I don't see what you can't. I don't see what you can. You got to look at facts.
Former world champion Amir Khan also favoured the fighter with the weight advantage.
I've initially started off with Chris, even though I wasn't impressed with his last fight, even though I think the inactivity of Conor for the last 15 months might affect it, even though I think he's the older fighter of the two. I'm siding towards Chris, but I was going to wait until the weigh-in and give you my definitive answer when I see them both on the scales and see what they look like.
Was saying Conor was going to win a couple of weeks ago. I thought he was more of the aggressor. But then, looking at the size difference and realizing he's going up not one, but maybe 2 weight classes, these weights exist for a reason, and even though I went up and fought Canelo, I know the difference. But then again, Chris Eubank is no Canelo. Still, I feel Eubank has more weight, more power, more strength, plus the height and size over Conor Benn. I've got him winning now. Ben Shalom, promoter of Chris Eubank Jr., predicted a stoppage win for his fighter, Eubank Jr. stoppage, round 5 or 6. Shalom predicted, it's going to be a firefight. These two guys don't box on the back foot. They're not technical fighters. They're at their best when they're fighting. They're pure fighters.
Hard. So I'm worried for Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. is hard to get completely locked in, let's be honest. We've seen it on occasion. He is ready. He has had a fantastic camp. He is training for this properly. He's had a great camp with Jonathan Banks. He stayed in London. He's not gone anywhere. And he's ready to put on a demolition job.
I think they've got too much ego to box on the back foot. They're going to meet in the middle, and it's going to be an absolute shootout. It's not just the names, the story, or the animosity, it's the styles. This fight is going to be mayhem from round 1. Shalom is so confident that he even accepted a £1 million bet offered by Eddie Hearn, Ben's promoter. He made that bet with me, Shalom said. Make sure if you speak to him that he sticks to it, because suddenly he's trying to reverse out of it. If he didn't want it, I don't know why he brought it up. He made the bet.
Making for a fantastic fight, but yeah, Chris is Chris.
You know, the people's champion is Michael Watson. He always has been. You know, during our time in the 90s, he was a people's champion. So where are these people today? Stand up for him by not going along with the nonsense and the circus that's been created for this farce of a fight, which is between one fighter who is at 2 or 3 weights above the smaller guy.
There have been questions about whether such a bet is even legal. As British Boxing Board of Control, license holders, which Shalom and Hearn are not allowed to bet on fights they are directly involved in. However, Shalom claims he received the green light. I've been told I can do it. We can do it. He doesn't want to do it now, but he's a big boy with a lot of money, so he should stick to it. An 18-foot ring would theoretically make it harder for Eubank Jr. to box and move, as we've seen him do in recent fights, and make it easier for the explosive Benn to cut the distance and land big shots. But Shalom believes Eubank Jr. will meet Benn head-on.
Above the smaller guy. The smaller guy in Conor Benn he has had his career destroyed for one guy. Because once you go up to 160, going down to fight, then at 147, it doesn't work. These rules are in place to provide a rail for him for his career. My son coming down from 168 to 160 puts his life in danger because I know what it is. I know what it is.
The younger man may target an early stoppage similar to what Liam Smith did in 2023 when he caught Eubank cold, with Eubank being the taller fighter looking to control distance. Benn will need to get close, work the body, and stay busy on the inside. While many expect him to lose, he could still finish the fight having thrown more punches. Regardless, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. are set to write their names into a transgenerational legacy. And they're doing it in fierce fashion. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and action from the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace.